Meanwhile, a former Jacksonville State basketball star, Jason Burnell, was also directly impacted by the coronavirus. He played basketball last year at Jacksonville State, then went on to Italy. He played in Cantu, which is in northern Italy, just north of Milan, the red zone of the coronavirus. And recently this week, the number of deaths in that area overtook China. He spoke with us today about those impacts, especially early on in his days being self-quarantined.
I was in Lombardy, which is like the red zone of the coronavirus, and I was living in a city called Cantu, which is probably like 30 minutes away from Milan, really close to Milan. And it kind of got hard to take in, and then it got tougher and tougher because then I'm getting stuck in the house, can't leave my apartment, and then you see, Trump had ordered that everybody overseas needs to come home, or if not, you could get stuck. So then there's that panic of that possibly being stuck out there. And at first it was just kind of hard to wrap around my head because this was my rookie year, so it was kind of tough to be like, and I was playing good, and it's just like, wow, this is really happening. So you just never think something like this will kind of shut down your season a little bit.
The team is made up of 6 Americans and 6 Italians. He says that he continues to have continued cooperation with his teammates, as well as with the league and with FIBA overall. He says he tries to check in on his teammates as much as he can. He flew back home yesterday. Burnell says he and his teammates are close and hoping that their season will be resumed later on this year.
We stay in touch, especially in a situation like this. Make sure everybody stay in touch, keeping up with each other. And, if the season resumes, make sure we're in shape to go back and be ready to play. And they do plan on finishing the season by June 30th, which is the last day contracts expire. So I think with the Olympics being postponed to next year, that helped. That gave us the reasoning to try to finish our season out, because our season had to be finished by June 9th because due to teams having to be ready for getting ready for the Olympics.
So for the former Jacksonville State star, he's back home now. However, he spent the bulk of the last year in Italy. He talked about the transition from a DeLand, Florida native to Jacksonville State and then playing ball overseas in Italy.
It took an adjustment period. At first, getting out there, like you say, it's totally different culture, totally different lifestyle. So when I first got out there, I got out there around August 11th. It took a little bit of adjusting, but once I got adjusted, I loved it. The food is great. Italy has great food, and the language barrier was a little tough, but I'm right outside Milan. Milan has literally everything, and people speak good English. It wasn't as hard to adjust to as maybe as some other countries.
We'll have a little more of our conversation with Burnell in his rookie year coming up tomorrow night. Meanwhile, for more of his journey, check out the Behind the Beak podcast. You can hear that interview on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and JSU GamecockSports.com.